Hello Divination and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to download and install our free header and footer template for Divi's pest control layout pack. This is the final result we're aiming to achieve, so without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing you need to do is to head over to this blog post, which I'll link to in the show notes below. All right, so once you get here, you need to download the header and footer. So I'm going to scroll down here and click on get it for free today. Next, I'm going to add my email address and hit download. Okay, I'm going to click on download the files. And as you can see, my files have been downloaded here. So I need to also go in and unzip this file. So I'm going to come over here, show in Finder, and here it is. I'm going to double click on it. And here it is. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to double click so I can see this the specific file, and this is the .json file that we need to use. So it's very important that you go in and unzip that file, okay? Because if you use it that way, it's not going to work. So I'm just going to drag this over to my other screen so I have enough space to demo this. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, now that I've downloaded it, I'm going to come over here and add my header and footer. But before I do that, what I would like to do here is I would like to create a brand new page, which I will just have the pest control layout, because that's what works very well with the header and footer. Because if I just add it here, it doesn't look great. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come over here, go into my pages, and then click add new. So I'm just going to give this page a name. Let's call this pest control. Use Divi Builder. Okay, so now we can go in and choose a pre-made layout. Now, you don't really have to do this step, but doing it this way will just show you how the header and footer shows when it's with the corresponding pre-made layout. So here is the layout. So we can pretty much choose any one of these. Let's go ahead and just load this one up. I'm going to click on use this layout. Okay, great. Now we have our pre-made layout loaded on the page. I'm just going to publish this and exit the Visual Builder. So now it's time to install our header and footer template. So I'm going to now come over here, scroll all the way down here to Divi, and then click on Theme Builder. Now remember that file that we downloaded and unzipped. This is the file that we need to add here. So what I'm going to do now is to first of all clear everything that I have here. So I'm going to go in and just delete that. Chances are this is how everything's going to look if you haven't used any templates. All right, so now I can click on portability, click on import, and let me just bring this file back over here. So here it is. All I have to do is to drag and drop it here, or you can do it manually by clicking here and then navigating to the folder where you downloaded it. Next, I'm just going to hit import theme builder template. Excellent. So now we can see that in our theme builder here, we have our header and footer. So all I have to do now is to hit save changes. Now let's take a look and see what this looks like. So far, this is our basic header. And if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, this is the footer that we have. But notice now what happens when I refresh this page. Here we go. So now we have a brand new header. And it has this button here. It even have a phone number here on the top. Nice custom logo, social media icons. And when I scroll down, you can see it snaps to the top there, which is brilliant. And further down here, we also have this beautiful footer. And as you can see, now I know I mentioned earlier on that it would be better if we had the layout or the page pre-made layout added to this so you can see the whole thing in context. So this is what makes this design look brilliant. So you don't really have to add a pre-made layout. If you do it this way, you still need to go in and make some changes to your header and footer to match it with your branding. So what I'm going to do now is to show you how to make changes to your header and footer. So I'm going to come over here now back to my theme builder, and I'm going to click on this pencil icon. So this now is going to take us to the builder. Okay, so now we're in our builder. Let's start here with the top section. So I'm going to click here on section settings. Next, I'm going to come over here to the background so I can show you how this was constructed. So this is the color we have here. So let's say you have your own colors for your website. This is where you can just change these colors with your own colors. Okay, so I want to come over here now to the gradient because this is where we can see this style that we have here. So the first color can be changed by coming over here, and you can see on the top it has changed. And if I go to the second color and do that, you can see now that we've just updated our colors. So that is how you change the top. I'm going to close out of here. Next, let's go into our social media icons here. Now you notice that it might be difficult to click here and find my social media settings or icon settings. What I normally do is I come over here to expand settings, and then over here we have the layers. And this is where we can drill in and really find that specific item we're looking for. As you can see, I'm collapsing all these. So here are my social media icons. I'm going to go ahead and click here. And now I'm in my settings. So the most important thing you need to do here is to make sure you add your links to your profile pages. So I'm going to start here with Facebook. I'm going to come over here to the link, and this is where you would add your link. Okay, so once you've added it, go to the next one, add the next one, and so on. Let's say you want to add an extra one. Just duplicate what you have here, and then you want to click on the settings. Next, you want to click on this drop down, and let's say in this example I want to add YouTube. You can just add YouTube like that, and as you can see here, it's very, very easy to add. And then obviously you want to come over here and add the link. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. Save one more time. Now over here we have this phone number. This is just a basic text module. So if I click here, this is where you can update it. And once you've updated it, pretty much it updates here on the site as well. Moving on, we are here now, and this is where we get to do our settings on our menu. So I'm going to click on this gear icon to enter my menu settings. And the first thing we can work on here is the logo. So as you can see here, we have a custom logo, but in your case, of course, you're going to have a logo that is different from this one. So this is where you can go to your media library, or you can even upload it from your computer and add it that way. So let's say this was my logo. I'm going to add this one here. So that's how you add your logo. Now let's move on to the other settings, and that is our menus. So to customize that, you want to come over here to design and then go to menu text. So this is where you can change this from work sans to whatever font you want to use for your site. So as you can see here, there's a lot of fonts that we can use. So I'm just going to keep it here at work sans. If you don't want this bold, you can just add semi-bold here, and that works fine too. Now, the next setting you may want to play around with here is the colors of this text. So you can change it here so you can see it's updating. In fact, let me put a radical color here so you can see the difference. So there you go. As you change your colors here, it'll be updating here. And you can also set your active link color. So that is the link that shows when you're on that specific page. Okay, so that's the menu. I'm going to close out of here. Next, we have this button here. So I'm going to click on this gear icon to go into my button settings. Here, you can change the text, which says quote form. But here, the most important thing is to make sure you link this to the page. So this is where you'd add the URL. And if you want to customize the button itself, you can just click here on the design tab. Go into the button, and this is where you can change the size, you can change the button text color, and you can also change the button background color. Look at that. So you can truly go in and customize this and make it look like your own design. Now I can see there that we also have that style there right at the end. So to achieve that, you want to come over here to row settings. Next, you want to come over here to your background, click on the second tab. And these are our colors. So let's say you wanted to change this to a different color. Notice what happens here around the button area. My colors here are updating. Excellent. And the other color is white. But if you wanted to change this to a different color, you can always go ahead and do that. Actually, I pretty like that. Looks really nice. But that is how you update it. Okay, so that's it on the header. Now let's just close out of here. Now, in your case, you want to go ahead and save. Now, I don't need to save this, so I am going to discard and exit. Now, let's take a look at our global footer and how we can customize this. So I'm going to click on this pencil icon. All right. So here, there's quite a lot going on, but don't be scared because all this here is mostly text modules. So once you know how to make changes to one of them, then everything else is going to be okay. All right, so let's start here with this one. So I'm going to click on this gear icon, and this is where you can come in and change your email address and make sure you add yours here, and pretty much you're good to go. If you want to change the colors, just come over here to the design tab, go into text, and this is where you can change your colors. Okay, but in this case, we're going to leave everything as it is. Now, moving on, we have this background here. So I'm going to come over here to the background, and as you can see here, we have this color. But if I change it, you can see there that the color has changed. Okay, I'm going to close here. Now let's go to the other section, which is this one right here. And again, I think we have that problem where we can't really go in and select it. So let's come over here to our layers. So I can see here we have our call to action, our footer, and we also have another section. So let's go into this one here. So we're going to come over here to background. And again, we have this background color. We can change this to a totally different color, just like that. But we're not going to change this. So this is really handy if you really want to go in and select a specific item. All right, now over here we also have this subscribe. Now this is very, very important, because if you don't link this to your email service provider, this is not going to work. So what you need to do is to scroll down until you get email account. Now over here we have several service providers, and when you click on this drop down, you can see there's a whole list: ActiveCampaign, Aweber, ConvertKit, and so on. You need to select yours, but beforehand you need to have created a list. So once you connect it here and you choose it, you are able now to select your list by clicking on this drop down. And once you select that list, you can just click on add. Now, once you've done that, pretty much when people come over here to subscribe, they'll be added onto the mailing list. Okay. Now, there's also one fancy thing that you also can do here, and that is your success action. Over here, you can either display a message when someone hits subscribe, or you can redirect them to a specific page. Now, the trick here is you need to have created the page first, because it won't show here. Okay, so you need to create the page first, and then when they hit subscribe, they'll be redirected to that specific page. Okay, so that is how you set up your email opt-in. Now, over here, all these are just text modules, as you can see here. So if you wanted to customize this, it's pretty straightforward. Just click here on this paintbrush icon. This is where you can change the font itself. So let's say you want to go with Open Sans, and perhaps you want to make it semi-bold. Maybe change the colors. So you can see here, this is how quickly you can go in and update this. And pretty much that is how you can go and customize the footer. Finally, we have this last section here. I'm going to go in and show you how we can make changes to that. Now, this one here has an image in the background. Let me show you where that is. So this is the image. If you wanted to change this and add a different one, this is where you can just click here, upload the image from your computer. If you don't have any images, then you may want to download one from a royalty-free image stock library and just add the image. So you can see here it's been added. Now we also have a gradient here, and this is just transparency. So you can go in and adjust the transparency here, and pretty much you have customized your footer to make it look like your own. So once you're done with this, all you have to do is to save. And in this case, I'm going to discard and exit because I don't really want to save any of the changes that I've made. But this is how you can go in and customize your header and footer for your pest control company. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.